Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nurhasana binti Saiti. Today my group will present about export-import activities of Brazil. Here we go to the introduction. Based on my study, Brazil is the fifth largest country in the world after Russia, Canada, China, and USA with area of 8.5 million square kilometers. Besides that, it is the 22nd largest export economy in the world and the 37th most complex economy. And the main exports are soybeans, iron ore, crude petroleum, raw sugar, and cars. It is also the 31st largest importer in the world in 2017, and the most recent imports are led by refined petroleum.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Izzati binti Muhammad Kamal. Today, I will present about export-import strategies and practices. First, there were 46 active online users, and 59 million from them are Facebook users. Brazil was a robust market that offered excellent growth opportunities, especially for exports. So Brazil was a major importer too, with their own highlighted products, for instance, agricultural and mineral fuels and industrial machinery. So for top export commodity in Brazil is sugarcane, soybeans, coffee, beef, and orange juice. So there were poultry, ethanol, corn, iron ore, and also tobacco. So next we are going to export strategies and practices, which is Brazil face problems and also challenges. First, custom bureaucracy. They need to deal with the documents and bureaucratic processes which may delay the process in export and import. So they need to involve in clearance of the cargo or releasing of the cargo into or to Brazil. So this custom bureaucracy is important because it is stated in the country current rules and regulation, because this custom will make Brazil more independent and more focused on the export-import activities. So the second is taxing. Brazil are facing a total tax burden which have reached more than 68% of the company total incomes. So this will reduce the import and export activities in Brazil. So they have poor infrastructure, because this infrastructure is important to other importers or other exporters to get the easily and also move forward, for Brazil cannot guarantee a safe and delicate cargo deliveries or picking up. So last but not least is diversification of export strategies. Okay, export strategies is important in order to make Brazil more advanced and more cooperate and more compete from other country. So because of this, they are facing the lack of integration, so which means their country need to improve industrial competitiveness. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. My name is Umi Fasiha binti Fazil. No metric is 171240393. So today I will present about the chapter 11, the logistic and characteristic of modes of transportation in Brazil. Brazil has an extensive network of all modes of transportation, but owing to its already unbalanced infrastructure, with roadways accounting for more than 60% of domestic traffic, Brazil has experienced significant growth over the past decade and ranked 9th in the world and the largest in Latin America. Known for its important role in commodity export, Brazil was ranked the world's third largest agriculture in 2010. Although ranked as the world's ninth largest economy, Brazil is still grappling with transportation issue. Next, I will continue with the problem or challenges, logistics and characteristics of modes of transportation in Brazil. First is air transportation. The cost of air transportation is more expensive than the other option of transportation. The lack of connectivity by air to international and domestic destinations also one of the factors that make this transportation infrequent to use. However, air transportation is more specifically to the specific item, particularly the item is lighter one. Secondly is a water transportation. Maritime transport is by far the slowest mode of transportation and is the high cost of the diesel. This is due to the cost of diesel in Brazil is more expensive than the one used by the big exporting ships. The transportation costs per container are also exceptionally high compared with other nations. This is due to the Brazil ports are not as well equipped as Europe. Third is rail transportation. The challenges in rail transportation is due to the roads. There are a few roads are not available in Brazil. Next is the lower speed. This is due to the some area are present local communities, the railroad surrounding. Therefore, the speed of rail must be reduced until 5 km per hour. Change of the railroads is because of the irregular building and the limited infrastructure. Fourth is road transportation. The road route is the external factor that affect into efficiency, road law, traffic and weather. For example, Transamazônica, this is through Brazilian areas served 6 months a year, which lasts from October to March. This is due to the unpaved portion of the road during the rainy season. That's all of my part. Thank you.
Hi, I am Lee Yi-jun. Next, I would like to present about export-import activity related to characteristics of shipping industry. There are 3 shipping methods in Brazil, which are sea, land, and air. The sea freight in Brazil is having a growth potential due to the geography of the country and the population. The labor for the shipping industry can be found and the trading area is suitable along the coast. According to national legislation, a vessel can fly the Brazilian flag only if it is owned by a Brazilian shipping company and the Brazilian law gives priority to flag Brazilian vessels operating in jurisdictional waters of Brazil. Next, I would like to present on the challenges or problems related to characteristics of shipping industry. There is a complex tax law of logistic activity and the tax law can be different among the regions in the Brazil. The Brazilian market is highly protected with custom duty of 13.5%. Besides, the traders need to face challenges on the custom bureaucracy in dealing with the document and the bureaucratic process involved in the clearance of the cargo being shipped to or from Brazil. Also, the Brazilian traders need to abide by the stipulations when shipping some commodities. Next, challenges is Brazil in infrastructure for shipping. Although Brazil has true evaluation, but there is still having a poor infrastructure around the country, including roads, ports, and airports. Brazil was ranked 107 out of 144 countries in the level of infrastructure development in the World Economic Forum. Brazilian bureaucracy led to improvement in infrastructure has a slow progress and the shipping use time will be delayed. The third challenge is on pre-shipment inspection of Brazil. The pre-shipment inspection is also very strict in Brazil. The exporters need to fill out the right document in the correct order. If there is an event of breach, the customs service of Brazil are entitled to impose high fines or even to seize the goods. The next challenge is on information technology. There is much information technology used in Brazil trading market. Since 2008, Brazil launched a bilateral payment system called the Local Currency Payment System (SML) and also Syscomex. The last problem related to characteristics of shipping industry is urban freight transport. Unfortunately, urban freight transport planning is not commonly debated in Brazil. There are various causes lead to improvement projects on urban freight transport in Brazil ended with failure. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Li Ziyuan. Thank you for being today, Madam Sayang. I'm here today to talk about Brazil EXIM activity and problem or challenge associated with Chapter 8, which is custom clearance of import and export cargo. First, I will present about the export-import activity. In Brazil, the carrier unload the important goods into custom border facility, which are responsible for the safe storage of the goods. To find for incorrect cargo manifest, importer can pick up goods without returning the original bill of lading. In addition, the import and export of Brazil goods are registered through a comprehensive foreign trade system called SIS-Commerce. SIS-Commerce allows the private sector to exchange information electronically and integrate all cargo import and export transshipment routine, including licensing, certification, and electronic payment of custom duty and taxes. There are three problems or challenges of Brazil in this chapter. First of all, uncollected cargo. If the importer fails to file the import declaration within 45 days or 90 days, the custom will impose a confiscation penalty, for example, public sales and donation. Transport container and their part entering and leaving Brazil with automated temporary entry are not considered to be cargo packaging. In fact, it is difficult for the carrier to pack up the boxes before the goods are officially abandoned. Next, delivery without original bill of lading. In the absence of payment of bill of lading, common average damage charged to the carrier through its agent, or the shipment refused to pay the carrier. The carrier can sue on SICAGA to prevent the importer from receiving the goods. In some cases, a court injunction can be issued to remove obstacle. Thus, lack of proper documentation. SIS-Commerce must be registered according to the type declaration and license. Lack of proper documentation causes for the goods to stay in Brazilian custom, which need to be presented whenever the goods need to be cleared. For example, if any of the following information goods provided on the invoice differ for the actual, this good will be stuck in custom. However, in addition to this minor issue, the importer needs authorization from the Brazilian government to conduct international trade and process all necessary documents to the customs authorities. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wani Shafinas binti Jaafar. So today I will present about method and instrument of pricing and payment in Brazil. So first, the export-import activities about method and instrument is, for the method of pricing and payment, it's divided by two. For the import and also for the export. First, we're looking for the import. Import is divided by 3, which is comparable uncontrollable price method, CUP. Second is resale price method, RPM. And the last one is cost plus method, CPL. For the export, it's divided by 4, which is comparable uncontrolled price method, same like import, CUP. Second one is wholesale price in the country of destination less profit method. Third one is retail price in the country of destination less profit method, RPM. And the last one is cost plus method. Okay, we move to the instrument of pricing and payment in Brazil. So, in Brazil, they use 6 instruments of pricing and payment. First is cash payment. Second, check. Third, credit transfer. Fourth is credit and debit card. Fifth is retail card. And the last one is direct debit. So next, I will present about problems and challenges that happen or faced by a method and instrument of pricing and payment in Brazil. The first challenges is the unstable and unreliable law of payment system. Regulations governing the right and obligations of participants in payment transaction are widespread. And there is a largest legal gap that support many transactions involved in the payment process. The main example are the lack of legal validity of multilateral netting, which and existing the 0 hours. So we proceed for the second problem and challenges, which is implied in the previous system is the informal assumptions that in the event of a problem, the BCB, which is Brazil Bank, will guarantee close of the solution cycle. In particularly, in the morning BCB, bank know the balance of their transaction. This is because of the payment system use different pay DNS mode. Therefore, in this environment, Brazil large value-added payment system do not adhere to the CPSS core participant, and the BCB carries major risks. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Based on previous problems and challenge, here are some recommendations. The first is need to modernize and improve risk control procedures. The growth in the volume of international transactions and the greater interconnection between participants from different countries have increased credit and systematic risks. Next is number 2, room for improvement in the legal framework. Furthermore, the system rules should be clearer so that participants are able to assess exactly the risk they want to bear. Lastly, for the conclusion. In conclusion, even though there are still a lot of challenge during import and export activities, there are still several ways to solve the problem. Besides that, business of import and export are the most complex activities to achieve the profit. But once these activities are occurred, the profit is very high, which will help the GDP of countries and economies. Moreover, the rate of unemployment become decreased because the company need employees to handle and run the business.